All right, let's talk about something that is seriously changing the game for CPA firms everywhere: offshore accounting. We're going to break down how this isn't just about saving a few bucks, but how it can become your firm's secret weapon for real, sustainable growth.
So, does this sound familiar? You launched your firm with this huge vision for growth, right? But now it feels like you and your team are just buried under a mountain of paperwork. Is that engine of growth you built just completely clogged? If you're running a small or a mid-sized firm, you get this. It's what we call the small firm squeeze. You've got a small team, a tight budget, but your client demands just keep growing. And then tax season hits. The stress is just on another level. But what if there was a way to break free from that squeeze? What if you could actually flip those challenges on their head and turn them into real opportunities? Well, let's dive into a whole new, much more strategic way to work. The solution we're talking about is offshore accounting. So what does that actually mean? Well, put simply, it's about partnering with really skilled accounting pros in other countries, like India, for example, to handle your core, repetitive tasks. And look, the goal here isn't just to cut costs. It's about expanding your firm's capacity so your team at home can focus on the big picture stuff, the high-value client work. Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? The benefits, and I mean this, they go way beyond just the bottom line. Let's really break down the key advantages that this strategy can unlock for your firm. First things first, let's talk money. When you hire someone in-house, you know the true cost is way more than just their salary, right? You've got recruitment fees, training costs, benefits, payroll taxes, office space. It all adds up. An offshore partner? Well, they simplify all of that into a single, predictable fee. It's a scalable investment, not a list of surprise costs.
And this is where it gets exciting. Think about what you can do with those savings. Reducing these core costs isn't just about padding the bottom line. It's about freeing up capital, real money that you can now pump back into things that actually grow your firm, like better technology, a real marketing budget, or a focused client acquisition strategy.
One of the biggest game changers here is the 24-hour work cycle. It's kind of like a superpower. Because of the time difference, your firm is literally productive while you sleep. You assign bookkeeping or payroll tasks at the end of your day, and when you log back in the next morning, boom, the completed work is sitting there, ready for your review. This round-the-clock productivity creates this massive ripple effect. You get faster monthly closings, your whole workflow gets streamlined, and those insane bottlenecks during tax season start to disappear. But really, the most important thing it does is give your team back their most valuable resource: time. Time to stop chasing paperwork and start actually advising clients. And this brings us to the million-dollar question for any small or mid-sized firm out there. With the resources you have, how on earth can you compete with the big guys, the ones with these massive teams and a huge menu of services?
Well, the answer is pretty cool. It's a concept called a white label partnership. Here's how it works. An offshore firm does all the back-end number crunching, the bookkeeping, the payroll, the reporting, but you present it all to your clients under your firm's brand. It's their engine, but it's your car. It's their expertise under your trusted name.
The whole process is absolutely seamless. You're the one talking to the client, you're building that relationship. Meanwhile, your offshore partner is your invisible back-office engine, just getting the work done. And here's the best part. You can scale your services instantly. A huge new client walks in the door, you don't panic about hiring, you just scale up with your partner. It's that simple.
Okay. I know exactly what a lot of you are thinking right now. This sounds great, but what about my client's data, their sensitive financial information? That's a huge and totally valid concern. Any reputable offshore firm takes this incredibly seriously. I mean, their entire business depends on it. You should expect strict security protocols, legally binding NDAs, fully encrypted data transfers, the whole 9 yards. Their commitment to confidentiality has to be absolute, ensuring your client's data is locked down tight.
So, let's say you're on board. How do you actually make this work inside your firm without causing chaos? Well, listen, it's not about replacing your team, it's about redefining their roles so they can have the maximum impact. Think about it like this. Your accounting manager, instead of being in the weeds all day, shifts to supervising the outsourced work. Their job becomes quality control and making sure everything is accurate. This frees up your controller to step away from managing tasks and focus on the big picture: strategy, financial reporting, and that high-value advisory work that clients love. So what's the result? Well, there's no duplication of effort. Everybody, both your in-house team and your offshore team, is working in their area of highest impact. You're left with a streamlined, super strategic operation that can really punch above its weight class.
When you start putting all of these pieces together, a completely new picture of your firm starts to emerge. It's a vision for your next chapter, one where you finally move from feeling constantly overwhelmed to being truly empowered.
And this, right here, really gets to the heart of it all. This isn't just about finding a cheaper tool to get bookkeeping done. It's a fundamental shift in your business strategy, one that's designed to unlock a level of growth you might have thought was totally out of reach. So what are the big takeaways here? 1. You cut costs, not just to save, but to reinvest in growth. 2. You get 24/7 productivity so you can serve your clients faster and better. 3. You can scale your services in a snap without the headache of hiring. And 4. You empower your team to do the awesome strategic work they were actually hired to do. So I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. Just take a second and really think about it. With more time, more resources, and way more capacity, what could your firm truly achieve? What new clients could you land? What new services could you offer? The possibilities are definitely worth exploring.